Welcome back to the Fortress podcast. We've taken a bit of a break.
Or hiatus, if you will.
I'll hold my hands up high. I know everyone's been missing us. Not a single person about a radio silence. What's changed? We got a new decoration
We're older.
to the set. We've aged.
We're clear on social media.
Congratulations to Killian Murphy, who's actually ran a marathon.
Guys, if you don't know,
Big
actually,
applause
Marathon-
from the producers over there and the and the crew. Another huge announcement, guys.
he is taking part in a charity football match.
So sad applauding ourselves in our attic, honestly. Do you know what? Let's get straight into it. This
Fake it till you make
episode.
it, bro. Fake it till you make it, honestly.
This episode is going to be our end of season awards for the Premier League. So let's get straight into it. Starting off with player of the season. Who have you gone for?
For me, it has to be Mo Salah. You look at his numbers, and he has a potentially Ballon d'Or contending season. Yes, he tailed off towards the end of the season, but that's, dare I say, inevitable when he's playing every single game, every single minute, and every single competition. Yes, we went to the FA Cup early, and etc., etc. But you cannot deny his numbers. He won a Premier League. He basically led the line for us all season. So consistent. He won the Player of the Season.
Players,
Did
player,
he-
the PFA player.
PFA player.
And the Writers Player Association.
He won loads of different Players of the Seasons. He won the Golden Boot and what's it called, the Playmaker.
Playmaker.
So Don's clear, basically.
I've gone for the exact same. I've gone for Mo Salah, player of the season. There's not really any doubt. Yes, he kind of half tailed off towards the end of the season. But again, like he literally got 20. I think he got 29 goals, and then just short of
The
20
closest was
assists.
22, Haaland.
Did he get 19 assists? Was it? And he obviously equaled the record as well for most goals and assists in a Premier League season, which is just unbelievable.
Mhm.
I don't think anybody else can have. I mean, there were some other great players in this season, which
Or as he would say, unbelievable.
unbelievable.
Mm.
Yeah, Mo Salah gets player of the season for us. Moving on to the next one, we have a young player of the season, right?
I had
I was-
quite a decent look at this
I was
because
a bit stuck, right?
there are quite a lot of players who are in the 22 to like 25, 23 age range.
25's not young.
No, okay,
What are you talking
22 to 23 age range that are like especially good.
No, but I'm gonna say it's kind of a pet peeve of mine, right? Like the young player of the season that Premier League actually do.
Mm.
Like Ryan Gravenberch, for example, fantastic player.
Yeah.
Brother has been playing first team football in Bayern Munich, Liverpool for 2, 3, 4, 5
Ajax,
seasons.
he's been playing Champions League for donkey's years.
Like a young player should be someone again under 21 who maybe just broke out kind of whatever. I've gone for Miles Lewis Skelly for Arsenal. I think he slotted right in at that in that fullback position. He's played some big games. He's turned up. He's scored great goals. Well, not many goals, but he has come up with a goal or two. One against Man City, which was huge, and he kind of did that Haaland celebration, which was pretty cool. To be fair, yeah, I mean Arsenal didn't have the best season. They'll be happy. They got further than us in the Champions League. To be fair, he did very well in the Champions League as well against Real Madrid. I wouldn't say he pocketed Madrid, but he did a job.
The one thing I would say about Lewis Kelly is, for such a young player being thrown into first team football on a weekly basis, he didn't look out of place.
He got 2 red cards, but one was very
one
unfair.
was
Yeah.
one was outrageous, in all fairness. But I think he doesn't put a foot wrong often, given his lack of experience, and he's very, very confident on the ball for someone that young in such a high level of football. So massive credit to him. And ultimately, it was a toss up between him and the player I've gone for. And the player I've gone for is Milos Kerkez
Oh, you didn't go for him.
of Bournemouth, because I just think on
Wait,
that
what age
left-hand
is
side,
Kirk is?
21.
He's 21.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Get him to Liverpool right now.
There could be some element of bias here, given that we are both wearing Liverpool jerseys and we are both avid supporters of the club.
There's a next season's club. Shout out to Liverpool for sending it early.
He just signed a Liverpool jersey as well, so he's on his way. But no, I think there have been so many games this season. I think in particular against Newcastle, I think that Newcastle get away from home was so indicative of his game, where
Unbelievable.
he should be tired, he should be knackered, he shouldn't be getting forward, but he gets forward anyway, and he puts like an on the money ball to the back post for, I think it was Evan Nielsen maybe.
He scored one.
Did he?
He
In
ran
that
up
game?
from his own half. and buried it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable
Oh,
stuff.
maybe it's not. Maybe it wasn't the Newcastle game I'm thinking of. I can't
I
remember.
think it was Newcastle where he did think.
but he is just his work rate on and off the ball is unbelievable. His quality of crossing. He's quite literally a regen of Robertson. Like, he will
Yeah.
fit Liverpool so well, and he's had an incredible season, and he deserves the young player of the season.
That's the first time we've actually differed on, even though there's only been 2, so half and half.
Thanks for that, mate. This is my global commentary. Yeah, if a team scores, who they win.
Most improved. I don't know
commentary.
if you've gone for the same person here. From my most improved player of the season is Ryan Gravenberch. To think like he was a good prospect last season. He came in, he was okay. Like, he didn't get a regular run of games at all. Jurgen Klopp. I'm not saying it's his fault or anything. It's not Jurgen's fault. He just obviously wasn't first team Premier League football ready, coming from a Bundesliga, which is sometimes a farmers league and whatnot. But to think this season that we got 4 midfielders last season, and we competed for a while, and then fell off, and then this season we only signed Chiesa. and then for Ryan Gravenberch to just be rejuvenized or whatever word you want to use here. Slot just turned him
Rejuvenated,
into Slot turned him into a 6 and like a good 6. The best he was the best 6 in the league for the good half. And anyway, he kind of tailed off a little bit towards the end. Still a very high level.
I would
But,
argue
like-
the reason he fell off as well because he played quite literally every game, every minute,
And played
against the
nothing
highest level
before
of
that.
opposition.
So he kind of went from like playing 10-20% of games to
He went from playing like
100%.
2 with Bayern to
running
like
the midfield.
5 with Klopp, and then every game with
Mm,
Slot. So it's completely understandable.
So I've gone for Ryan Gravenberch, my most improved player of the season.
I respect that, and also I considered him, and it was a toss up between Gravenberch and the player I've gone for, and the player I've gone for is Moises Caicedo, because this could be dodgy, and also you have
Okay.
to consider things like the transfer fee and all that kind of thing. But ultimately, is the player a good player? Yes or no? And I would say he is.
Who? Caicedo.
Caicedo. If you look at when he
It's a good
first
shout.
signed for the club, he was unbelievably ropey. I remember one game in particular
100 million as well.
away from home at West Ham, and he gave away a penalty on like one of his first games, and he was absolutely crap.
We were all laughing our
Even
heads
though
off.
he was so bad, I was like, "Oh, we've dodged a bullet." But genuinely, this season, I know they've been playing the Conference League and all that crap, like, but like
You ran the Conference League.
he just runs every game. He brings such an energy to their midfield that
Intensity,
they've
like-
been missing, and they need these players if they're going to be challenging. Especially they're back in the Champions League now. They're looking like a dangerous force for next season. They're already making loads of signings. They just signed Liam Delap. They're currently linked
did.
to Mike Mignon of AC
Goalkeeper,
Milan,
yes, I
a
know.
good goalkeeper finally.
Well, I mean, we'll see what he's like when he puts on the Chelsea jersey.
True. It's like the United effect, I suppose.
It is.
But yeah, Moises Caicedo for me has been absolutely immense this season.
You know,
He deserves
great
it.
shout, great
Yeah.
shout. Then we have biggest surprise. This can kind of be interpreted anyway. It could be a player, could be a person, could be a team.
I took it the same way.
What have you gone for?
I have gone for Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham Hotspur.
I'm gonna guess who you've gone for, but I'll leave that for now. 17th, but somehow won a trophy. It's crazy. I haven't won a trophy in 17 years or something like that.
And even that was a Mickey
Even
Mouse
still, it
trophy.
was a
I think
Mickey Mouse
was
trophy,
Was it
exactly.
a League Cup or FA Cup? A League Cup.
An
I
RD
think it
Cup
was.
or something. I don't know, man.
I think it was a League Cup.
Whatever it was knackered. But they've got 17th. And somehow won a European trophy. Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that.
To
Shame
Arsenal.
out the Arsenal.
Second again, Ole.
And also, apparently, there's been rumours, there's mutters of Ange Postecoglou being sacked, but I haven't seen anything from Fabrizio Romano
I
yet.
don't think the fans want it though, because they're saying like apparently Romero.
They were calling for his head days before the European
No,
final.
apparently Romero said if Postecoglou gets sacked, he'll walk. See-
Romero wants to walk anyway. He's been talking. Have you seen his interviews?
I've
He's
seen some
been
of it.
talking like so fondly about moving to like Atletico Madrid, and then Spurs are sitting here before European final going, "You're my captain."
No, but to be
Why are you
fair,
talking about
to be
that
fair,
later?
like I think a lot of the players have come out and said like they really like the dressing room. Yeah, like, again, I don't know what's happened. The fact they finished 17th. See, do you know what? Ben Bowman has put it brilliantly. He said, "Today is to do." Like they're literally like he sacked off the league to win the Europa League.
Yeah.
If they sack,
Instead of doing them
if,
half-
if they sack
Yeah.
Baguette, they may as well change their
Yeah.
what's it called? Tagline
Motto?
slogan.
So-
Today is to not do. Today is to get sacked is what it should be. But
But is it just a cover up because they had such a bad season? Do you know when you're losing at a game or something, and then you're like, "Oh, I gave up anyway." It's like you were already losing, so you're like, "Oh, just admit to defeat."
to an extent, yeah, they obviously were bad. But like towards the end, he just sacked
At
them
what
off.
point did he sack it off?
But also, I don't think anybody could like they need a European pedigree to be up there with the big clubs.
Pedigree.
They got it. Big words.
They were playing against 16th in all fairness. It was
But
a cracker of a final.
my biggest surprise, can you guess?
I'm gonna say United.
No, Manchester City, which I think everyone could agree. Like
They finished third.
they haven't not won a cup since 2017. And
Very
also,
true,
yes, they
yeah.
finished third. They kind of fixed things towards the end. And again, there's been questions of the standard in the league this season. But like they went on a run of like 12 games out of the win or something, or like 1 win in 12. Like I remember, like Sporting Lisbon and they lost to like Brighton. I was like, oh, this is crazy. They're losing games. We can capitalize. And then all of a sudden they lose. I was like, they're not even a concern anymore. And then Forest obviously bottled in.
I think
City
I think City still won more games than Arsenal. That can be fact checked, but it's dangerously close anyway. Given that Arsenal got second, they're supposed to be title charging. It's crazy. Like Arsenal had was it like 12 or 13 draws or something?
Mhm.
That could be massively inflated. I have no idea. But point is, they dropped a lot of points to draw.
But either way, I think when that happened to City, everyone was absolutely shocked. So yeah, that's my big surprise this season. Best new signing, however, there's actually a struggle because I low-key forgot. Like I don't think there was any big
Statement
money signings
Mm.
for big teams, but there was very good effective signings. So I have two
I think we'll have the same one.
I two in my head, both of them defensive players.
Okay, well, we don't.
So I've gone for Dean Huijsen for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Again, Bournemouth had a mini European charge kind of towards the middle of the season, and start tailed off towards the end. To be fair, they had a lot of injuries. And he was a top. I mean, he's a big 6 centre half. He was for the age as well. Is he 18, 19? He's Spanish Dutch international. He kind of he's switching on. He's a bit of a turncoat
Turncoat.
really. Like, bit of a turncoat
I
really.
think
Like,
he's Spanish.
but now he's going to Madrid, like, which is insane. Like at the age of 18, 19, having played one season for Bournemouth, Madrid have seen enough to think, yeah, we'll have him. And also Trent and Hoyson in the back. That could be cold.
Yamal's gonna have his way with it. Trust me.
Yamal.
I best signing of the season. I thought this was pretty clear, honestly. Like
Really?
as you said, there hasn't been many sort of statement signings where someone's gone to the market and spent an outrageous amount of money. But I think it has to be for me, Omar Marmoush. I think I personally am so
No,
gutted
No.
that he missed out. That Liverpool missed out on him because God knows we're crying out for a number 9, and he's not even a number 9. He's like he's
Seven,
just
I
so
think,
versatile. He plays anywhere up top. He's absolutely lightning quick.
Mm.
He loves playing on the break. His finishing is unbelievable, and he also got goal of the season for an incredible strike against Bournemouth.
I mean, he's a great player, but I just wouldn't put player of the season because, like, again, I think you need a little bit of impact. Like Hoyson improved Bournemouth. Like City have Haaland to score the goals. Marmoush didn't score that many, nor did he even. I don't think he played a whole. They signed him in January. He didn't play every game because he like the Pepperlet and whatnot. But
Yeah, but
it's fair enough.
also look at the difference between City in the
Yeah.
first half of the season, the second half of the season. They somehow clawed back third,
Yeah,
and
that's
where
fair.
were they, like 6th or 7th or worse?
I think it could have been 8th like for one game week, but they were like 6th, 7th for most of it.
In
Yeah.
our bad season, we were like 11th or something, or
Yeah.
12th. Remember Chelsea Liverpool was like 12th versus 11th.
Jeez, yeah.
Trenches.
Goal of the season. I've two. That's going for. I may have been caught in the act of doing
See,
research.
I thought this was the same thing, the same kind of storyline as the best new signing. I didn't think there was many clear cut ones, and also I would say goal of the
Waffler.
season, in my opinion, is also the context of the game. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe not the context, but also the context of the actual goal itself. You know, what was the build up play like? Who scored it? That kind of thing. Like it's not just about a strike. So, for example, Omar Marmoush won the goal of the season officially in the Premier League. I wouldn't consider that the goal of the season. Yes, it was a very good strike, but for me, it's Yves Bissouma versus Everton.
Really.
I don't know if you've seen that goal. Brilliant tiki taka. Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski in between the lines. Kulusevski dodges a few players, plays at the edge of the box, and Yves Bissouma, first time, bang, top ins, posting in.
Tasty.
So sweet. It was a knuckleball, like.
I was between kind of 2 or 3 as well. So my first thought was kind of Toma for that goal. Where he takes it down. I think it was against. Could have been
Wolves?
Palace nearly, or was it? No, maybe it was Wolves.
Was that this season?
Actually, I have no idea. But
That might have been last season.
no, it wasn't.
was
I watched it about 20 minutes
It was
ago.
very early on. I think.
The ball. He took down the ball.
Didn't think he-
Beautiful touch.
Or did he round him?
No, he just cuts inside his man. He just does his man, sits him down basically,
Oh,
and finishes
yeah,
it off.
yeah, yeah.
Great goal.
That
But
got
like,
goal of the month. I
not
think.
quite goal. It might got goal of the month, and then it's between Duran and Marmoush, two kind of long range strikes. I think Marmoush is a little bit better technique wise. I think Duran's one of those ones where you hit it and it has that swell on just from the power and kind of goes into the far corner, or it could have been near post even. But Marmoush, the way he like hits it, and see the dip on it, like, and it's posting
Yeah.
in, like the keeper
Yeah.
doesn't stand a chance, like.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I agree with the Premier League. It's got to be Marmoush.
I respect it.
Who's your honourable mention? My first.
My honourable mention for this season's Premier League, Morgan Rogers. I couldn't put him on my under 21 list because I think he's 22.
23.
But the way
Oh, he's
he
22.
is, honestly, he could have been a contender and probably maybe should have won most improved / breakout season / that kind of thing. But the way he just
In Europe as well.
arrived onto the European stage, the Premier League stage, and just dictated every game he's played in, feeding what's his name, Watkins,
and Rashford.
like a damn homeless shelter, bro.
What the hell?
It's crazy, just giving out food, bro. You know what I mean?
My honourable mention. I think a lot of people will hopefully agree with me in the comments here. I love this player. I think I try base my game around this player. He's popped up in great big moments.
Don't
And
say. Don't say.
my honourable
say it.
mention and favourite player currently in the Premier League has to be Jean-Philippe Mateta.
Or is it Darren Nunez?
I just love
Huge.
Mateta. Is just he's just a number 9. He can hold the ball. He can
Pins the
score
man.
goals. He can pin his man and swivel on it. He's got a strike on him. He scores most of the goals actually this season off his left foot. Would you believe it?
Really?
Off his weak foot.
And he's tucked shirts with his Brexit.
And we saw, yeah, and the eye mask, like the nose
Oh,
mask
yeah.
or the ear mask, what it was.
Yeah.
And even in the FA Cup final, he was heavily involved in that goal. He pinned his man, took it down, played it off, got the ball back, played it over out to it was Munoz and
Yeah.
cross and
That's
goal,
it.
and they won 1-0. So Mateta
We knew
is
that's how
my-
they'd score though. Like they did it again the week before against Spurs like 20 times and they only scored like twice. And Eze was laughing in their face and all. Like,
So for me, Mateta is the only option.
wait, could you let me land a second? What about Sarr
He's good, but
for Palace?
What do you want me to say
He's
about
had a fantastic season. Do you not think?
Yeah, he's alright.
For having come from Watford, maybe he's a bit of a Premier League reject. Maybe not quite good enough for the Premier League. He's come back in and he's just cooking. Like,
He could be.
okay, maybe next year when he's cooking in Europe, maybe you'll see that then.
Now, manager of the season. I think we should have the same player, the same manager here. I don't think there's much discussing to be done. Should we say at the same time?
3, 2, 1. David Moyes. No, I'm kidding.
Wow. David Moyes.
Arne Slot.
It's fair. David Moyes did turn the ship around and everything, like, but I mean, Slot already won the Premier's first season. There's not much more to say.
He'll be driving the Hill Dickinson ship now in September.
Moving on to the next segment, our only second segment, to be honest. Our Premier League team of the season for 24-25. Starting, I'll start.
Thanks for that, mate.
In goal, Matt Sells for Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Right back, Munoz for Palace. I think he's been sensational. Centre half, Van Dijk. You know, he captained his side, the first ever Dutch captain to captain a side to a Premier League title, and also he was so vital that he popped up with a few goals as well. And then next to him, I have Milenkovic for Forest. I think the reason they were so good for so long is that defense, which again was Sells and Milenkovic's
partnership.
You know, just shutting up shop in games and they have to
well.
and just playing on the break like.
From Murillo.
Well, yeah, but I want the Milenkovic is who I've gone for, and then because Van Dijk has to be in there, and then Robinson at left back, just Fulham. Like there's a little bit drop off towards the end, but I don't think in my head I'm not putting Cucurella there, and out of all their left backs, he's kind of what I went for. In midfield, then in the 6, I have Caicedo. Just in general, I think he's maybe a little bit better than Gravenberch. Maybe. See, well, the improvement from Gravenberch is better. And Caicedo was like at the same, like was just below him a level, and then Gravenberch dropped off a bit. Caicedo kind of increased him, or
I think Caicedo was more consistent throughout the season, but Gravenberch first half season was just.
But also, I have to say, I think I put him in just based on kind of fairness. I didn't want to put a lot of Liverpool players in next to who won the league, but it could easily be Gravenberch. Next to him, then McAllister. I think. Yeah. We haven't spoken about him yet on the pod, but oh my god, he's just I don't know, he's a 10, he's an 8. I don't know what player he is, but he's just unbelievable. World Cup winner, now Premier League winner. And then the other one, I don't know if you're surprised by this, Bruno Fernandes. Now, I heard some deluded United fans shouting for Bruno Fernandes to have the Ballon d'Or because apparently if they didn't have him, they'd be relegated. But that's just nonsense. Like, well, it could be true they could have been relegated without him, but I don't think that's
his job.
That's quite his job.
It'd be disgraceful if they got relegated.
But as much as I hate him, he's a rat. He actually is a good player, to be fair to him. And then my front three I've gone for Mo Salah on the right, Alexander Isak up top. You know, that's like 45 goals between them. More goals. Count to the maths. And then off the left, you may be a bit shocked. He's actually not a left winger, but he's has to be my team. Brian Mbeumo. He's a right winger, but you can't deny it. 20 Premier League goals.
20
for Brentford.
Hold on. I didn't know he was like that.
And Vissa, I think, was just behind him on 18 or 19. So, like, the two of them.
Deadly.
Vissa couldn't be up top because Isak was a bit better. But Mbeumo, I didn't think, and I think a lot of people will agree as well this season, that there hasn't been a great. What's the word? Hasn't been a great pool of left wingers to choose from in terms of great left wingers this season.
I think that like the top 6, for example, the left wingers got Gakpo,
so I was going to shove Mbeumo at left. No, it's not Martinelli. And then the manager of my team is Ange Postecoglou. Ange Postecoglou, because he knows how to win trophies.
Okay, I think we definitely have some similarities. Let's go through mine quickly. So
you don't have Mo Salah and Van Dijk.
Let me land. In goal, Matt Sells.
Fair.
First, you know, they may have created a little XG and they scored from it, and they conceded quite a lot of XG, but he prevented it all. Like, they definitely did overperform, but I think, I don't know, it was just him really. Like, he was sensational, I can't lie. Left back, Milos Kerkez.
Oh, good shout.
I've already spoken about him. He's just cold. Back to Huijsen and Virgil van Dijk.
Very similar.
And then right back, Ola Aina of Forest. I think he has
been very good.
He's such a baller, like. And there haven't been many good right backs at all this season in the Premier League. I think it was a toss up between him and Munoz. Nah, less than him. Who's that?
Corner quickly, Bradley.
Middle three. See, I haven't really done this in terms of like thinking practically as if this team is going to play.
Yeah, fair.
So I don't think it's on Sky Sports. There'd be some pushback against this, but I've gone with Moises Caicedo, Alexis McAllister, and Ryan Gravenberch.
That's fair.
On paper, I know they're not like there isn't like a 6, an 8, and a 10. They're kind of like